My beloved child, you're blessed because you're mine. In this age of distraction and turmoil, don't focus overly on the schemes of the enemy. Keep your eyes fixed on me instead. I'll always counter the lies of the devil with my truth. When others tell you of affliction and bondage, point them toward my words of freedom and deliverance. Their reports strengthen the enemy. Redirecting them empowers faith. Faith is seeing with eyes of the Spirit an outcome aligned with my promises. Refuse to let go of this vision regardless of natural circumstances. The enemy fights hardest against rising faith because bold trust in me unleashes miracle breakthroughs. As you grasp faith's authority, chains fall and you accelerate into your divine destiny. You become who I created you to be. Sometimes you need fresh revelation of what real faith looks like, clinging to my word against contradictory evidence. Picture yourself walking in health and wholeness. Denounce sickness as a lying intruder. See finances flowing freely. Rebuke lack as a deceiver. Hold fast to my truth despite any assault. When anxious thoughts or fears bombard your mind, recognize the enemy's schemes. God's children are not given a spirit of fear or confusion. Verbally command these mental oppressors to bow to the name of Jesus. Remind them of my triumph over every dominion and authority. You share in my victory. Wield it boldly. Even praising me out loud scatters demons, as they cannot comprehend joy in their presence. In my glory, gratitude displaces lies and troubles vanish in light of my supremacy. I reign over every challenge you face. Sickness, lack, anxiety. I am accelerating my plans in these last days. What once took years now happens in months. Expect to see long-awaited breakthroughs rapidly manifest. The floodgates stand open. Abundance pours forth. Long-standing walls crumble before the momentum of my advancing kingdom. Your patient hopes will suddenly burst into reality. Have I not said, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard the wonders I prepare for those who love me? I take your mustard seed and magnify it into a tree bearing rich fruit. Trust in my extravagant response. You have not dreamed big enough. The desires I place in your heart reflect only a fraction of what I intend to do. Ask for a spouse and I will send the perfect one, more loving than your boldest prayers. Seek a home and I will give you a mansion, rooms filled with joy. Cry out for finances and I will open fountains of abundance exceeding your requests. Such is my delight in blessing my children who walk in step with my Spirit's leading. I am the giver holding back nothing good. In these end times, keep your spiritual eyes open to see my glory displayed through signs and wonders, the lame walking, the deaf hearing, the dead raised to life. Many will say these miracles ended with Scripture, but did I not promise even greater works through my Spirit living in you? Watch for waves of healings, deliverances, and salvations spreading like wildfire. The displays of my power and authority through believers will spark mass harvest as millions come into my kingdom. My glory revealed makes stubborn unbelief impossible. Your lands will overflow with vibrant conversions and communities advancing. My values of justice and compassion. Light conquers darkness, and my light in you is overcoming. I am highlighting unlikely heroes to spearhead this last day move. Their hearts fully belong to me without agenda or need for recognition. They live simply to know me deeper and make my goodness known. These hidden ones will carry across oceans. Their fire awakens purity and purpose in all they touch. Naphtali's hind let loose delivers fresh revelation. For such a time you were made. Say yes to the wild adventures I have prepared, assignments unmatched to your skills and talents to display. My greatness, not yours. Behold, I fashion vessels fit for my use. Yield to the potter's hands, shaping you through strange trials. Embrace the unexpected journey. Stay near the cross, as increasing fame and influence tempt subtle pride. Uphold one another in prayer, guarding your community's humility. Ministry flows naturally from abiding in my love. Protect that soul connection above all. Do not shrink back in false humility or fear. No weapon formed against you prospers as you advance at my command. I shield your flank with angels, who will go for us into the darkness, rending veils between the seen and unseen realms, who will decode mysteries of science and societies through heaven's lens, who will access wisdom centuries deep from my sages who surround you as a cloud of witnesses. You have but to ask. Who will release long-frozen wealth transfers into my kingdom, breaking demonic strongholds of poverty? Who will legislate heaven's reforms unto earthly governments, unseating thrones of corruption? Who will incubate artistic genius and innovation, tapping beauty to restore ruined places? The Spirit's wind blows where He desires. For you specifically, I am accelerating blessing and influence in this hour. I broaden your reach and enrich your resources. Yes, for my glory, but also because I delight to give you the kingdom. I see your hearts yearning to champion the broken. I will back every selfless dream with supernatural strategy. Do not fear, only believe. The possibilities span eternity, yet most only access a fragment during their earth walk. How much are you willing to let me right through your availability? Dare to go deeper in trusting my narrative. Consider those pioneers of faith who explored the uncharted at my leading. Their legacies inspire generations. Say the word and I will part seas, tear down walls, still storms before you. Sky's the limit when I direct your steps. Keep an ear tuned to my whisper. Sometimes I call you into seasons of quiet rest and regathering strength. Other times I launch you into seasons of radical risk and acceleration. Build resilience by adapting rhythms to sync with my direction. Let me set the pace as I develop maturity and wisdom in you. I never promised easy or comfortable ways, but I will make your paths straight as you commit them to me. When twisted roads arise, trust my redemptive purpose hidden from view, the gold emerging from fires of patience and character. I craft custom trials to strengthen your gifts, preparing you for heavier responsibility. Your commission takes time. Consider Job, Joseph, and David, saints of old who faced hardship almost beyond endurance. Yet enduring loyalty preserved them to see my vindication and bountiful restoration in due time. None who wait on me shall be put to shame. Each loss will be redeemed. Hold to this hope. I am building an airtight case against the cruel accuser, your adversary, and I will settle all accounts perfectly. Wrongs are made right. When I pronounce you innocent, none can refute. On that day, you will know your journey's purpose with tears of joy. For now, forgive all debts against you as I forgave your debts. Break curses through blessing those who persecute you. Heap love on enemies, and it burns away hatred's grip from their hearts. You represent me in dispensing radical grace and compassion. This is my kingdom come. When condemnation, disappointment, or sound arguments confine you, refuse limits. See from my perspective of limitless potential in you. Renew your mind in my word until you think unlocked thoughts aligned with truth. You can do all things through my power within. In all things, big or small, consult wisdom first. Listen for my whisper guiding your decisions. Tune your ear by time spent with me. Noise and busyness distort your hearing. In stillness and solitude, my voice comes clearer. Learn to wait on your internal compass. Big dreams require big faith fueled by revelation of my loving character. You accomplish most in realms unseen. As my great story writes itself through your willingness, believe overwhelmingly. As it is written, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no human heart has conceived the wonders I have prepared for those who love me. For you, my beloved one, I shall fashion delights beyond imagination, custom-made to delight your soul. Streams of joy will overflow the banks of your heart. Waves of wonder will immerse your spirit with awe. Beam after beam of my glory will illuminate your understanding until you know even as you are known. Does this seem too astonishing, too fantastical, too marvelous to believe? Child, you have only glimpsed the hem of my royal robe. You dwell in the outer courts of my love. But I am calling you deeper still. I am beckoning you into my holy of holies, to behold mysteries unseen, to experience joys unknown. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so high are my thoughts above your thoughts and my ways above your ways. Though the shadows lengthen, dawn's first light is breaking. I am coming quickly. I shall not delay, and no one can hinder the day stars rising. A new day is dawning, a day of wonders, a day of restoration. The years the locust has eaten will be restored, the ancient ruins rebuilt. Beauty for ashes, strength for fear, gladness for mourning, praise for fainting. The great celebration is about to commence, and you, my child, shall have a front row seat at the feast. Eyes that sparkle with joy will be fixed on me alone, unhindered by earthly sorrows. Radiant smiles will adorn faces that have forgotten how to weep. Laughter will spill freely from hearts filled to overflowing with gladness. Even now, unseen to earthly eyes, angelic hosts encamp round about you, guarding your steps lest you strike your foot against a stone. Holy fire engulfs you, so no arrow of the evil one can find its mark. Keep an ear tuned to my whisper. Sometimes I call you into seasons of quiet rest and regathering strength. Other times I launch you into seasons of radical risk and acceleration. Build resilience by adapting rhythms to sync with my direction. Let me set the pace as I develop maturity and wisdom in you. I never promised easy or comfortable ways, but I will make your paths straight as you commit them to me. When twisted roads arise, trust my redemptive purpose hidden from view, the gold emerging from fires of patience and character. I craft custom trials to strengthen your gifts, preparing you for heavier responsibility. Your commission takes time. Consider Job, Joseph, and David, saints of old who faced hardship almost beyond endurance. Yet enduring loyalty preserved them to see my vindication and bountiful restoration in due time. None who wait on me shall be put to shame. Each loss will be redeemed. Hold to this hope. I am building an airtight case against the cruel accuser, your adversary, and I will settle all accounts perfectly. Wrongs are made right. When I pronounce you innocent, none can refute. On that day, you will know your journey's purpose with tears of joy. For now, forgive all debts against you as I forgave your debts. Break curses through blessing those who persecute you. Heap love on enemies, and it burns away hatred's grip from their hearts. You represent me in dispensing radical grace and compassion. This is my kingdom come. When condemnation, disappointment, or sound arguments confine you, refuse limits. See from my perspective of limitless potential in you. Renew your mind in my word until you think unlocked thoughts aligned with truth. You can do all things through my power within. In all things, big or small, consult wisdom first. Listen for my whisper guiding your decisions. Tune your ear by time spent with me. Noise and busyness distort your hearing. In stillness and solitude, my voice comes clearer. Learn to wait on your internal compass. Big dreams require big faith fueled by revelation of my loving character. You accomplish most in realms unseen as my great story writes itself through your willingness. Believe overwhelmingly. As it is written, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no human heart has conceived the wonders I have prepared for those who love me. For you, my beloved one, I shall fashion delights beyond imagination, custom-made to delight your soul. Streams of joy will overflow the banks of your heart. Waves of wonder will immerse your spirit with awe. Beam after beam of my glory will illuminate your understanding until you know even as you are known. Does this seem too astonishing, too fantastical, too marvelous to believe? Child, you have only glimpsed the hem of my royal robe. You dwell in the outer courts of my love, but I am calling you deeper still. I am beckoning you into my holy of holies, to behold mysteries unseen, to experience joys unknown. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so high are my thoughts above your thoughts, and my ways above your ways. Though the shadows lengthen, dawn's first light is breaking. I am coming quickly. I shall not delay, and no one can hinder the day stars rising. A new day is dawning, a day of wonders, a day of restoration. The years the locust has eaten will be restored, the ancient ruins rebuilt. Beauty for ashes, strength for fear, gladness for mourning, praise for fainting. The great celebration is about to commence, and you, my child, shall have a front row seat at the feast. Eyes that sparkle with joy will be fixed on me alone, unhindered by earthly sorrows. Radiant smiles will adorn faces that have forgotten how to weep. Laughter will spill freely from hearts filled to overflowing with gladness. Even now, unseen to earthly eyes, angelic hosts encamp round about you, guarding your steps lest you strike your foot against a stone. Holy fire engulfs you, so no arrow of the evil one can find its mark. Wisps of glory light dance upon your shoulders. Flickers of my presence play gently on your brow. Can you feel the warmth of my love enfolding you now? The whisper of my spirit calling you deeper still? Now hear this promise, O loved one. I am about to orchestrate a sudden turnaround of circumstances in your life. A whirlwind of grace will sweep you up into new vistas with your God. Beloved, you who have long walked the lonely valley of despair, but the sun is rising. Radiant light dispels the gloom and ushers in a new day. Your weeping is giving way to laughter. Your weariness is being displaced by vigor. Does this seem too wonderful, too improbable? My dear one, with me all things are possible, and this turnaround shall be utterly complete, sans lack, sans loss. Not one trace of darkness shall remain to mar the landscape of your joy. Doubts and fears shall vanish like mist before the sunrise. Failures and disappointments will fade from your memory. Brokenness shall be healed. Sin shall be cleansed. Joy shall be restored sevenfold. I shall put my song back in your heart and a shout of praise on your lips. I will restore all that was lost in the battle. Every seed sown in tears I will water with showers of grace until gardens of delight spring forth. Every dream stolen, crushed, forgotten will resurface at my feet. Every promise once believed, now deemed impossible, will bud, blossom, bear bountiful fruit at my word. Hear me, beloved child. I will make thorough work of this transformation, omitting not one detail in my wild extravagance of grace toward you. Where once you saw scarcity, lack, leanness of soul, now shall abundance overflow cupped hands. Where once you limped, now you will leap for joy. Where once you strained to hear my whispers, now you can dance to the sound of my laughter. And this work I shall perform speedily. For I take no delight in the sufferings of my children, nor do I tarry when my beloved cries for help. Rest assured, at the sound of your first whimper, I command legions into action, dispatching angel armies to fight on your behalf. And though I allow trials for a season to strengthen your faith, yet I set limits on every storm, not one moment longer than needed. At precisely the right time, I arose and rebuked the winds, saying, "Peace, be still." And at once the raging sea grew calm at my command. So too for you, dear one. The storm-tossed night is nearly over. The winds are shifting even now in answer to your heart cry. Soon you will feel gentle breezes carrying healing, refreshment, and new beginnings. This is my great joy, my highest delight, to wipe away every tear, erase every scar, heal every wound, restore every loss until laments turn to laughter. I am raising up gardens of life from cemeteries of dashed hopes, dear one, and I have saved the richest soil for you. The most extravagant display of resurrection power is now bursting forth in your life. Can you perceive the invisible seeds I have planted, watered, tended faithfully until their delivery day dawns? The verdant carpet of green pastures I am unfurling before you even now. The feast I am spreading for you in the presence of all those who opposed, doubted, discouraged. The storm clouds are dissolving even now. The winds of change carry whispered promises of better days soon coming. The night is fading fast. Faint streaks of purple announce the dawn. Now is the time to rise up from your bed of despair. Throw open the shutters of your soul and welcome your new day. Yet I perceive your hesitation, your guarded stance. Could it be possible after so long? What if you dare to hope only to be disappointed again? My precious child, have I not said, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding? Bring to me the contribution of your mustard seed of faith, that small seed of hope that even now flickers in your heart, and watch what miracles I perform. But how, I hear you cry, after all this time, all these years wasted, all ground lost, how can restoration come now? Dearest beloved, do you suppose anything is too difficult for me? Should I, who summoned the world into existence with a word, should I be hindered in recreating my beloved's life into a catalyst of glory and wonder? All your lost years, wasted efforts, derailed dreams are but raw materials from which I shall construct a trophy of my grace. I know what I am building, child. I know how glorious shall be the final reveal. Hush now your fretful questioning and watch your miracle-working God display His glory. No foretaste you have thus far witnessed can approach the extravagance I am about to unleash into your days. The greatest display of my resurrection power is reserved for the 11th hour. So stir up holy anticipation in your soul. Dislodge dread and disbelief from crevices where they have hidden. Make room for holy courage to arise, courage to hope, courage to dream again. The King is granting you authority over your internal climate, dear one. With simple declarations of faith, you can command the leaves of doubt and fear to wither even now. Speak hope-filled words into barren places, and green sprigs of possibility will emerge in response to the atmosphere change. Proclaim my goodness in praise, and strongholds of despair will crumble at the shout. Declare, my promises in prayer and ancient shackles will shatter. As you align your perspective with mine, crooked paths will straighten, rough places become plain, sorrow give way to joy. Now is the time for bold faith, beloved. Cast off restraint and dare to believe for wonders that stagger human understanding. Have I not said you would do greater works than even these you have witnessed through my word? Therefore, set your vision higher. Stretch your capacity for faith further. Open your mouth for bigger prayers, bolder decrees. Partner with my Spirit's intercession, exploding in your inner self, and watch heaven come down to kiss the earth with transformation right where you stand. Nothing, my child, not one ache of the past, nor anxious thought of tomorrow can overshadow the brilliance of what I am birthing in your now. The seeds sown in faith and watered with obedience are ripening into a harvest of blessing beyond your wildest dreams. Even amid the darkness and chaos, can you discern the maturing of promises in your spiritual womb? The sound of marching drawing nearer, heralding breakthrough for battles hard won. Hear this, beloved fighter. The commander of heaven's armies is shouting your victory cry. Waves of praise are rising to honor your stepped-out faith with an eye-dazzling display of glory, favor, increase from your God. My child, you have no idea of the extent of blessings about to overtake you. Even as you feel forsaken, I am planning a celebration feast and engraving your name on hidden manna I am about to serve. While you walk sightless in this brief darkness, I am igniting golden strands of my glory, light to illuminate all your pathways into joy. Even while dread crouches at your doorway, I am dispatching battalions of angel armies to utterly decimate it and wage war for the peace I promise is yours. So gird up the loins of your soul, beloved, and stand resolute. Victory is assured and your triumph is at hand. Not a moment longer will I permit this assault on your family. Not one more day will the enemy impede and oppress what I am building through you. Divine judgment has been pronounced, the verdict of heaven declared in your favor. As it is written, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Therefore keep your eyes on me, the author and finisher of your faith. I will sustain you and satisfy you with the bounty of my house. I will perfect all that concerns you as you trust in my plan, my power, my purpose for you. Beloved child, as this new era dawns, walk with great wisdom and discernment. Be ever mindful of the great reconciliation work I am doing in your life. Do not allow yourself to be distracted or baited into petty disagreements, nor hooked into the disputes and dramas of others. I have not called you to internal chaos, but to kingdom peace. Protect this at all costs, refusing to partner with those flowing in a contrary spirit. As it is written, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God." Therefore choose peace, pursue peace, radiate my peace. And now may my glorious wraparound presence permeate you, both shield and shelter in times of storm. May strands of divine destiny entwine every soul step you take toward deeper intimacy with me. May every desire be fulfilled, every dream awakened, every promise held dear be manifested increasingly in your life, as you yield yourself fully to my transforming work, to lift you ever higher, love you ever greater, as I fashion you into an ever more powerful conduit of my glory to this world I cherish. For I have set before you the path of life, yet there are many avenues that may lead you astray. Guard your mind, for out of it flow the issues of life. Take every thought captive and make it obedient to my truth. Resist voices of accusation and contention. Recognize them not as my own. You will face no shortage of those who scorn my ways and speak messages contradictory to my word. Their folly invites you to join in senseless arguments, but you, my beloved, must not be shaken. When words fly as arrows aimed at your heart, be still and know that I am God. I am your rock, your refuge, your strong tower. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is perfected in weakness. The meek and quiet spirit I love arises from a position of utmost strength. It is a heart anchored in my truth, rooted too deeply to be toppled by momentary gusts of vitriol from foolish men. Vengeance is mine, I will repay. This is no passive surrender to abuse, but an act of valiant trust in my faithfulness. I assure you, my child, that I am perfectly capable of defending you and revealing all hidden things in my timing. Your role is simple. Refuse to take the bait and do not insert yourself into conflicts I never ordained. I will handle the rest. The attacks aimed against you are merely smokescreens, drawing your attention away from my work being accomplished within. Keep your eyes fixed upon the unseen rather than the disturbance in front of you. Hold fast to my promises and cling to my word which never fails. Persevere in the inner work of uprooting lies and sowing truth. As you abide in the knowledge of who you are in me, resting in confident assurance of your identity, the storms around you then fade into the background. My priority is the purification of your heart and the renewing of your mind to align more closely with my own. As you yield to my ways, trusting my heart toward you, miraculous fruit will emerge even from the ashes. What enemy intended for evil, I effortlessly transform for your good. This too must become your mindset. Stay alert to the schemes employed against you. The tactics are cleverly customized to pull different strings based on each person's unique weaknesses and tendencies. But the strategy comes from the same diabolical source, bent on your demise and thievery of blessings reserved only for you. He is ruthless and cunning, yet already defeated. Do not be ignorant of his devices, but remain wise to his ploys, and be vigilant against giving him an opening. One such tactic involves using human instruments to unsettle your spirit through false accusations. He will hijack weak vessels to hurl condemnations against you, seeking to crush your spirit beneath the weight of fabricated wrongs too heavy to bear. Words that slice sharply with pointed tips of poison, provoking you to rise in your own defense. But you must recognize that a spirit of accusation does not originate with me, for there is now no condemnation in Christ Jesus. Therefore, such assaults come only to disturb your peace and plunge daggers of doubt into your heart regarding my thoughts about you. Stand unshaken amidst the tremors of such attacks, refusing to accept charges that contradict my word. You have not been given a spirit of fear or timidity, so do not allow yourself to cower under the weight of lies, nor must you launch counter-assaults in your own strength to vindicate yourself. Be still and allow my truth to march on. Display in due time. I assure you that light eventually overwhelms all remnants of darkness in time. Your role is simply to remain in the light, regardless of swirling shadows, seeking to draw you into their clutch of gloom. Another insidious scheme involves hurling deliberately divisive remarks to tempt you into conflict. The enemy attempts to bait your passions and provoke you into defending yourself. But you must discern that a contentious spirit flows not from my heart of peace. And where there is envy, strife, and discord, you can be sure rival agendas are at work, seeking to sabotage my will. Do not be fooled into engaging dissension, for belligerence only breeds more turmoil. Instead, stand firm in the confidence that unity and harmony hold far greater power. Where brethren dwell together in spirit-knit oneness of mind, rich blessings flow freely as our delight. Therefore, refuse to retaliate when others unleash words intended to wound you. Repay no one evil for evil, but conquer hatred with love. Leave room for my righteous anger while walking in grace toward those still blinded by painful generational wounds and inner chaos. Pray for your adversaries rather than pin them as enemies, that shifting tides of revelation might awaken them from a tortured sleepwalk. While you do not condone the methods of messengers ensnared by bitterness, yet retain hope for their redemption. Allow compassion to cushion the sting of their attacks, and walk on in the power of forgiving those who cannot yet grasp the inner freedom they so desperately crave. For in so doing, you heap burning coals upon the enemy's efforts to derail my kingdom purposes. Above all, beloved child, I caution you not to mistake this posture of restraint for passivity or weakness. For to absorb the blows of contenders while refusing retaliation requires true spiritual muscle. Anyone can return evil for evil, viciously defending natural inclinations with teeth bared. But my sons and daughters are called to reveal a higher way, absorbing offenses through a lens of mercy that rightly interprets the motivating wounds behind them. And you must allow my spirit to empower such superhuman responses. This goes far beyond turning the other cheek into doormat theology, in which you offer yourself up for continued abuse. That is nowhere my heart for you. But when contests arise, even unfair ones, your greatest power lies not in proving yourself right, but dissolving hatred's downward spiral through forgiveness. Lay down ego, refuse the enemy's bait toward fruitless debate, release those held captive by bitterness, and watch heavenly breakthrough arise from ashes. The argument cannot rage on without a sparring partner, so starve contention of its fuel. And stand back in awe as I move on your behalf when you refuse to burden yourself over personal offense. For I promise you, vengeance is mine. I alone can judge hearts and motives perfectly, and know precisely how to unmask sinister wolves, masquerading behind religious robes. Your role is simply to leave room for my judgment gavel, recognizing that no one taunts a child of the King without provoking my fierce love on their behalf. My angels hearken unto my command surrounding you. So even while stones fly toward your heart, you need not reach down and grab even one to return fire yourself. Offering as sacrifices of praise arise from depths of pain unfairly inflicted. Proclaim my goodness in highest song over your circumstances, rather than magnifying negative churning storms. As you lift your eyes above the fray, fiercely anchoring heart to heaven's realities, you pull back the veil for my glorious light to flood through. And as my glowing presence begins to permeate the atmosphere around, darkness shatters and flees in ultimate terror back to hell. For no power withstands the force of my magnificent brightness burst onto the scene. Then heavenly floodgates open wide with showers meant to saturate your soul in joy unspeakable. Streams refreshing and reviving weary parts of you battered by battle-weary travels. But oh, the beauty birthed through it all. New life emerges out of strife-plowed soil. A prism appears through which to behold my glory and encounter majestic mysteries. Behold, the appointed hour arrives for divine justice to answer cries that pierced the heavens. The hour in which my truth bulldozes strongholds once deemed impossible to conquer. Lies unravel and are exposed by heaven's light, no matter how tightly woven into religious rulebooks. Unholy altars and false systems of merit topple helplessly beneath the weight of my presence, moving powerfully on your behalf. Nothing withstands the force of my zeal ignited for my beloved when sin dares unleash destruction schemes against those dearly cherished by my heart. So lift your head, proud child, and survey the expanse of victory landscape open before you. Emerging horizons once veiled behind dark clouds now shine brilliant and serene. Though forces of hell raged violently against you for a time, their efforts now only fuel triumphs reserved for you. Radiant life springs forth from ashes the enemy intended as weapons toward death. Again you see that what he designed for evil I effortlessly transform toward good. Every time. Now is not the season to hang your head in despair over swirling uncertainties that tempt hearts toward fear. Nor must you give mental energy reacting to those whose words unleash hell's fury rather than heaven's hope. This hour calls you higher still, to fix eyes not on stormy seas surrounding, but their calmer walking atop mightiest waves. To train ears upon sounds of my approaching footsteps marching ever nearer toward long-awaited breakthrough. Because triumph dawns now for every willing son and daughter, harvests hang heavy, awaiting your outstretched arms to receive bounty prepared for you before this age began. A weighty mantle of authority and radical blessing reserved uniquely for you in time. But it comes not to the timid, shying back from challenge, nor those shrinking in resignation or self-pity. No, courage arises now within you. Boldly stake your claim to promises flowing freely from my throne on high. Partner with angel armies rallying around you. Align your decrees and declarations with those already established in heaven. And watch in awe then as I crash mightily onto the earthly scene, unraveling obstacles centuries old, silencing mockers, vindicating my name, rewarding your faith, all to display the magnificent beauty arising when my children choose to trust me fully with abandon.